And I guess we're live. I don't know how this is going to come out, but this is just a new thing I'm trying here. I'm trying to bring some more color to this broadcast. Recently went out to a Conservative Party event. Been a little bit active in my community, participated voluntary-wise with the Conservative Party as just to be there to sort of be a fly on the wall of the process. Was sort of a little bit maybe better. Then decided to participate in the actual convention. I had the opportunity because I volunteered enough hours I could participate in the convention. And it was quite an exciting event. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to use the software. It's really, really frustrating. A new program like this, I'm still really, really new to it. I wanted to play a couple clips from the thing and see if I had some control. I can't really have much control stopping starting them. I have to literally shut them down. It's kind of crazy. We'll see how it goes. Well, it was an interesting night. I mean, I felt like a lot of people felt that Pierre was going to win that. It was his race to lose. I mean, many people in the party knew that already. But nobody wanted to say it because the way the convention was structured, it was supposed to be structured in a way to make it so that there was a possible chance that an underdog candidate from somewhere in Canada that made more representative of Canada or attempted to be more representative of Canada by a larger portion could actually have a chance to win. It was designed to try and be a more fair race. I mean, this is the whole process of politics, making it fairer, making it so that's more equitable so we don't end up having these types of fights, second, third ballots. They sort of adopted a thing that I thought was a really great idea, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ballot system, where your first, second, third, fourth choices. So if your first choice doesn't get picked up, and let's say in the general election, for example, your ballot doesn't go to waste. You have a second choice, and only the ballots that did not fall from the front-run candidates, whichever candidates were the front runners, get put into this pool of second chance contestants. And what happens in that case is they take those ballots that would have not counted under election, that would not have been represented by anybody. Their candidate didn't win. No problem. Just didn't come in, just betting the wrong horse. Just like the last election where a lot of people were from Max Bernier candidates, and those candidates obviously, some got representation in some areas and some didn't, depending on how many people actually voted for them. And ultimately what happened was the election went the way it would. And a lot of votes got wasted. Not really wasted, but just democracy worked the way it was supposed to, but the problem was 50% of the people did not vote many of the candidates in. It just doesn't work that way because all the people that vote for everyone else, their votes go to the other person. So what you got left is only the votes that went to the primary candidates, specifically to them during the actual plebiscite, were counted as being the ones that were going to be representing who gets to win. Even though a majority of people may have voted for somebody else, whether it be a front-running candidate or some other candidate that wasn't listening to the thing, their votes just don't count. And this is this great disparity in our electoral system where we have representation where 30% of the people voted for you, and the person right behind you might be 29. And who knows, maybe some of those people, had they had not those other choices there, those other alternatives, and it was only a two-person race, which would limit the opportunities for people to become part of the system. What would happen is, if that was the case, then what would happen is those people would not have a chance to, then there'd be a better chance of a definitive vote. Why the American system is so polarized towards two candidates is just because the fact is that in these types of races where you need a majority, a clear majority, you need to have that type of thing. Otherwise, you'll never, ever get a clear majority for any election for anybody. This is just the way the system works. So my idea, I guess it's not really a new idea, but I thought it was an interesting process of thing, is a lot of people may have other candidates that they would support if there was no other alternative. If the person that they really liked wasn't there, and they knew that person was not going to run or would ever, but they still wanted they still want some representation. They want somebody. They didn't want the incumbent candidate. They may not have wanted the second guy up in the row either. And there may be some third up and running candidate that would have maybe possibly gave a run and running for the other candidates, and he had a chance or she had a chance to represent people. If they had enough people that would have voted for all the candidates had opportunity to vote for this person instead, if they knew this was the only person there and didn't have all these other choices. somebody else that still represented most of their views, so they felt their vote wasn't totally wasted on the candidate that did not get representation. I think that what should happen is the first party ballot results should have definitely shown, so that we don't marginalize these second party candidates and say they don't have representation. No, they should be. But there should be any races where there's no majority stake in the first party ballot. There should be first party ballots shown. Then they should show the remainder of ballots that were opt out for a second alternative of the ballots that did not make the front running candidates. And in that result, it should show the aggregate amount for those people that vote for the second party candidate other than the prime candidate that was in amongst the remaining candidates running for the party, until such time you aggregate it down, maybe it takes 3 or 4 times to aggregate it down, to a clear majority of 2 people or 3 people, as long as one of those people represents the clear 50+1 majority of the people and has enough clear representation to represent the region properly. And that's the way the system should work. And it's really the only way we're going to get a process in this country of democratic elections where people feel like they're represented to some degree, and maybe they might encourage young people to participate in the process again. This is what's missing from our system right now, and this is what thing we really. So anyway, like I said, I was at the event. I have a couple clips. The one clip, of course, is the main clip I brought up here. I'm going to try and introduce it here and see if it put into the system or not, because like I said, this is all new to me. I'm going to try and slip this camera. I'm going to play a little. I might play just the whole thing out. It's quite a long clip. It's the coronation, basically. Well, my call coronation of Pierre Poilievre. We're going to put it up here now and see how it goes in. Let's see how this works out. If I can get it to work. And I guess I just got to put the window back. I don't know if there's audio here or not. Media source, I don't know if it has audio. I thought it had audio for it. Like I say, this is all new to me. So, bear with me. Why is the audio for it now? Because it was audio in there before. And if there is audio for it from the media, so obviously it's the media. I can't get it right now for whatever reason. It's in the actual program, so it's just a part of the media. So, you're going to get to hear the announcement. This is the beginning of the introduction of Pierre Poilievre to the stage, and he's going to put there now. Unfortunately, this is all here. The one thing I can do is I can't control the recording process itself. I can't control what the volume is. I restrict what the volume is. Hopefully, that will be okay. And you'll be able to hear exactly what the speech is, and there's the announcement of the person telling him that he is going to be the leader of the party. And unfortunately, like I said, I had a problem having different rotations of the video. The video was rotated in the wrong direction, so I didn't edit it down to the problem that this process is filmed for, thanks to the problematic on my program. Here's to Pierre, on stage. They're waving and shaking hands and congratulating everybody. Before he said briefly on his own, and like I say, this is probably a little bit more controlling that's good. So exactly what party it is, actually just having them speak ahead of time. Maybe that's what I'll do next time, is I'll attempt to highlight and allow other people to speak. You can hear from the stage. He's thanking his supporters, basically thanking his supporters for all the hard work they did. Very happy about this. Was very nice. This, by the way, filmed by myself. I'm not a professional videographer, as I said today. This is like giving her speech. So I'll just let you listen to her speech there. I'll just sit back and watch her.
Thank you very much. Before I begin introducing my husband, allow me to express my sadness at the passing of our king.
Yes, it is very jittery. It was done by hand. And there goes my video from the camera, because this is what happens when you use old video cameras. Sorry, she's still speaking, so let's listen into her speech there.
I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. and my family immigrated to Canada in 1995 in a working-class neighborhood in the east end of Montreal. Hochelaga-Maisonneuve, puis Pointe-aux-Trembles. Je suis née à Caracas, au Venezuela, et ma famille a migré ici en 1995 à Montréal, dans le quartier d'Hochelaga-Maisonneuve et puis Pointe-aux-Trembles. En tant que mujer latina, es un placer y un orgullo de poder ser una voz fuerte para el pueblo latino y para muchos inmigrantes. My father, he went from wearing business suits and managing a bank to jumping on the back of a pickup truck to collect fruits and vegetables because that's what he had to do to feed his family. Mon père est passé de porter des complets et à gérer une banque en montant à l'arrière d'une camionnette avec des vêtements usagés afin de ramasser des fruits et des légumes dans les champs, car c'est ce qu'il devait faire pour nourrir notre famille. The Galindo family, present here tonight, taught us hard work and that there is no greater dignity than to provide for your own family. La famille Galindo présente ici ce soir, nous a enseigné qu'il faut travailler fort et qu'il n'y a pas plus grande dignité que de subvenir aux besoins de votre famille. Years later, here we are. My father is a small business owner, and my siblings went all from their humble beginnings, including me working at McDonald's, to being a renovator, a registered practical nurse, a proud member of the Canadian Air Forces, and here I am, let's see the point of time, standing in front of you by my husband's side. Dios mío, ¿quién se lo hubiera imaginado? More bien que hubiera imaginado. My husband's story is a little different. He was born in Calgary to a teenage mother who had just lost her own mother. She gave care for adoption to two wonderful school teachers from Saskatchewan. And again, they're all present here tonight. L'histoire de mon mari est un peu différente. Il est né à Calgary adolescent.
Bear with me, this is very question. I can't hear you.
Elle a donné Pierre en adoption à deux
Of course, you can't hear me either, so I mean, that's quite a bit of processing here. I don't, like I said, really not used to this.
Our families living paycheck to paycheck, knowing
So I think what I'm going to do here, because the fact is that this was quite a long speech that she's giving. She's very, very gracious about her husband. My husband was, in fact, very passionate speaking about her husband. I mean, more elegant as opposed to many of the other speakers out there that speak. A lot of people talk about Stephanie Gregoire, too. Her speeches and the fact that she's not really very eloquent, she's very into herself and fashion and stuff like that. Not as political as a lot of politicians by side, but she's definitely very passionate about her husband and his career. And like I said, it's very inspiring to see this type of support from a candidate like this. I wish I could take this video and move it ahead and just go ahead to the meeting stuff. I could have just edited it, maybe I could, maybe I won't. Okay, I think maybe we might have Pierre stuff on this, and we'll just let Pierre speak for a little bit. And we'll just play the beginning of the video with Pierre speaking and let him say his words about the campaign. Most of us probably already seen this clip, but I'll replay it again because the fact is I think it was definitely good for him. Hope you're going to stream. I'll see you with Pierre. He's there somewhere.
Thank you. Merci, Anaïda. Je t'aime. I begin on behalf of everyone here, expressing my sorrow at the passing of our beloved Queen. Two tiny words, the Queen. Yet on every continent, those two words conjure up more than a picture. They also express an idea, the idea of decency and duty. Elizabeth II, though she might have recoiled at the thought, was the world's most famous woman. Yet she was our queen, our sovereign, for almost half of our nation's existence. In her 22 visits here, yes indeed, in her 22 visits here and her dealings with 13 prime ministers, she exhibited the virtues we most cherish: dignity, civility, humility, candor, and above all else, service. That's why her death, though not unexpected, is nonetheless shocking. We felt we knew her. We felt that her strengths were ours.
Did I just restart the file again? I think I just did. I apologize for that. I just, like it's a news program. But I think I'm going to let news. I'm going to just shut this down. And I'm going to test this recording so I can write and I'll try again.